Welcome to your EFL highlight show. Expect the usual thrills, spills and storylines with action from all three divisions to come. The wet weather has seen some fixtures postponed, but you can't dampen our spirits as we continue our tour of the country. Thankfully, we've come to sunny Rotherham United, still searching for the right person to replace Matt Taylor and get the Millers moving up the championship table. Interim boss Wayne Carlisle has steadied the ship, earning 2 draws from his 3 games at the helm, but it's likely to be his last chance to grab that elusive win. Visitors Swansea City also have a vacancy to fill after parting company with Michael Duff this week. His former assistant Alan Sheehan takes temporary charge for the first time today. So, 2 clubs soon to be setting out on a fresh path. Rotherham United with no wins in 7, but they are unbeaten here in their last 4 matches at the New York Stadium. While for Swansea City, it's no wins in their last 5 championship matches. So who will grab the crucial 3 points? Let's find out in the company of your match commentator, Dan Mason.
Wayne Carlisle keeps faith with the side that collected a point at Birmingham last weekend. Jamie Lindsay and Arvin Appiah continue in the side, having been recalled by the interim manager. Jordan Hugill is still on the bench. By contrast, Alan Sheehan makes 4 changes to the Swansea side. Yannick Bolasie starts his first game for the club. Josh Key, Harry Darling and Charlie Patino all start as the temporary boss mixes things up. 2 different approaches from the 2 caretaker managers today. Which one will come up trumps? Peltier will look for Sam Nombe here. There's Chihi. Saved by Carl Rushworth. Chris Chihi with the side of goal. Rotherham have started well. Ayala will collect this for Rotherham. Cushioned touch with the knee. Oh, he's run out of room. A slight miscalculation from Daniel Ayala there. And a booking too. It's a strange one. You assume it's for running away with the ball, as he did there. How often do we see that punished? Not often. Lindsay. Evan with an up and under towards Bramall. Rathbone chasing, doesn't get there. Patino. Ayala had a nibble at him there and then brings him down. Daniel Ayala has got to be careful. He's already on a yellow. And that's what the Swansea players are telling referee Josh Smith, who has a big decision to make here. Ayala was only booked a few minutes ago and he's in big trouble. 2 yellows. Daniel Ayala has to go with only 17 minutes played. What was he thinking going in for those challenges when booked only 5 minutes ago? He was asking for trouble. The red has completely changed this game. It's all Swansea now. It's Patino, finds Grimes. Now it's Jay Fulton. That's a good cross. Bolasie! That should have been 1-0. And Yannick Bolasie knows it. Great cross from Jay Fulton. But Bolasie couldn't finish. It's going to be so difficult for Rotherham now. They can't get out of their own half at the moment. Is Lowe. He's robbed Bramall. Jamal Lowe! Tipped away by Johansson. That was really travelling from Jamal Lowe. As Swansea go close once again. Complete dominance by the away side now. Darling. Fulton. Rotherham desperate for half-time. And it's not coming quickly enough. Patterson's cross. Oh, what a save! And Patino puts the rebound wide. I think that would have been an own goal. It came off Peltier last. And it's a magnificent stop. Bolasie. Swansea just keep on coming. Grimes. Out to Patterson, only seconds left in the first 45. Oh, where's that going? It's in! Swansea make the breakthrough on the stroke of half-time. Charlie Patino celebrates. The goal had been coming. And that's a strange one from Patino, who seemed to turn his back on it. They all count, though. Johansson will go route one. That one's coming down with icicles on it. Here's Sam Nombe. He's in for Rotherham. The direct approach almost paying off for Nombe. He wasn't too far away here. The 10-man Millers are having a real good go. Sean Morrison hurls in a long one towards Odofin. Oh, great save, but the goal is given. Rotherham level at 1-1. Who got the final touch on this? Nombe thinks it's him. If it is, it may have gone in off his arm. But the goal is given, and Rotherham are back on terms. Here's Josh Key for Swansea. Patterson is ahead of him. Key looks for Yates, who's in and scores. The former Rotherham man breaks the Millers' hearts. Yates' second goal in 4 games could well mean 3 points for Alan Sheehan and Swansea City. He took it brilliantly. Rotherham still fighting here. He played with 10 men for well over an hour. Is Revan coming in? All big appeals for handball. But referee Josh Smith says no penalty. Was this hands by Ben Cabango? The Millers may have had a case, but no penalty and no points for Rotherham.
So a much-needed win for Swansea City here at Rotherham, and I'm delighted to say their interim boss, Alan Sheehan, joins me now. How important was it for you and everyone at the football club to get back to winning ways?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was important to have a good result today. It's been a really difficult week. It's been a difficult week, and the way the staff, the players, the whole club has come together has been wonderful to show the support, and then to finish it off with a 3 points in a really difficult place to come is very pleasing. Obviously, it was difficult to hear the news on Monday, and then you've got a job to do to get the players ready for a game, and that's what I was asked to do. And how the whole club has come together has been wonderful. It really has, and to share that with the fans, a 2-1 away day with 500 fans that have travelled a long way it was wonderful for all the staff and players.
Do you expect to be in charge for the trip to Stoke and beyond?
Right now I was asked to take the game. Maybe if you ask me in a couple of hours, I'll speak to them tonight and obviously see what the story is. But right now, focus on the game.
Us as players just need to give absolutely everything for the manager, no matter who's in charge, whatever time, and that's exactly what we'll do. Obviously we wish Michael all the best, but for whatever reason it's not worked out.
Less than 18 minutes, Daniel Ayala, 2 yellow cards. What did you make of it?
I need to watch it back to sort of give an accurate view on it. I felt like it was harsh at the time. The first one I don't think there's a question about. I think the second one at that point in the game, I'm not 100% sure that should lead to the red card.
Slight hint of handball a couple of times in that match. Charlie Patino's opener, and also a possible late handball against Ben Cabango in the Swansea defence. Did you see those 2 incidents? Could they have gone your way instead of Swansea's?
I think the goal I have seen back, I do feel that it was a handball. The other ones I'd need to watch back in more detail to be really sure.
If that is to be your last game in charge, what have you learnt over the last few weeks?
I've learned a lot about myself, sort of the character that it takes in these types of situations at a club like Rotherham, where you've got to sort of, you're a bit understaffed, a bit under-resourced, and you've got to find ways to get things done to compete at this level. I found out a lot about the types of players and the characters we have in the dressing room, and I found a lot about the same about the staff. Again, the types of characters you need in these types of situations.
We're in a bit of a limbo at the minute. We're waiting and we're waiting, and I think the the quicker it can get announced, the better. So at least as players, as fans, we know who the man in charge is. And we're going to need everyone. We're going to need all the boys. We're going to need the staff that have been here previously, and the fans to get right behind us, because we're in a precarious position and we need to start winning games.
Managerial movements at Sunderland now. Tony Mowbray sacked just 5 days ago, with the Black Cats only 3 points outside the playoffs. First-team coach Mike Dodds takes temporary charge for the second time against West Brom, who sit 5 points above them in the table.
In by Swift. Only partially cleared with the header. Molumby helps it forward, away by Bellingham. Townsend. Good little spell here now for West Bromwich Albion. And they reward it with a goal. Nearly. Really good effort from Mowat. And he had Patterson stretching. How close was he? Just wouldn't curl back enough, but a good attempt. Palmer almost got his pocket picked there by Bellingham. Picked up by Roberts. Chance here. Decent save from Palmer. Snapped in by Bellingham. But it's not going to count. The flag is up for offside. Relief for Alex Palmer. And it was his indecision which led to this opening. Look at Kipre there, number 4. It's clearly beyond Bellingham. Here's Clark. Referee allows a good advantage here. Darren Bond. Excellent work from Clark. This is Roberts. Huggins in support. Opens up maybe for Patrick Roberts. Down he goes under the challenge. No penalty, says referee Bond. And the free kick goes to West Brom. The red flag for danger was up there for the visitors. This is the best view of it. I don't think this is a penalty. Well, there's the man looking down in the spectacles who'll be making the call for the new head coach, the young Sunderland owner and chairman, Kyril Louis-Dreyfus. Roberts. Another driving run from Patrick Roberts. Sheesh! Post saves Albion. Oh, my word! Jack Clark claiming the goalkeeper. Palmer got a touch to that, and I think he did. It's going the wrong way, the goalkeeper, as it comes back off the post. Clark has the chance. Somehow he gets a fingertip on that, Alex Palmer. Here's Huggins. Good pass to the substitute Pritchard. Waits for support. Now delivers. Palmer at full stretch. It's Clark! Well, it's a big miss from Jack Clark. The form he's been in this season has to hit the target at the very least. Pritchard. Clark. Whips in a dangerous looking cross. And it'll bounce away for Patrick Roberts. Foul on Bellingham by Sarmiento. Can't get out at the moment, West Brom. Clark and Neil just hovering on the edge of the penalty area. In by Pritchard. The header's in! What a brilliant goal! Ballard! Third goal of the season for the Northern Ireland international defender. And far from an easy chance. Palmer gets something on it, but it's the power in the header that beats him. In by Mowat. Hacked away by Ekwa. Awkward one for Townsend, and the slip allows Pritchard in. Chance here now, if the pass is right, the pass is beautiful. It's Dan Neil to finish it. Cool as you like. shuts the goalkeeper down, Dan Neil. Made up his mind exactly what he was going to do, fed by this incisive pass from Pritchard. Finished in style by Neil. Sunderland 2, West Bromwich Albion 0. Not being able to find the attacking zest today. West Bromwich Albion, they've been full of goals lately, they've been in good form. Nearly took Leicester, the league leaders, all the way. Only conceded a very late goal last week, but they got one back here. It's an excellent goal from Brandon Thomas Asante. Guides the header brilliantly into the far corner. Sunderland 2, West Bromwich Albion 1.
I'm not surprised with the level of the championship this year, and I know that to win the football games we need to put our full determination, energy, organisation to win the games, and now we need to review with things we didn't do enough well to move forward, because that's the championship. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I back myself as a coach. I love working with this group. I love being on the side of the pitch. It's an unbelievable football club, and it's a privilege to be here.
Next in the Championship, we focus on the top 4, as well as a few of the teams trying to keep up the pace. Welcome back. Away trips for Leeds and Ipswich in a moment, but first to Leicester City. 1 point clear at the summit as they welcomed Plymouth Argyle. Late wins for both last time out. Would we get more drama at the King Power?
Suffering on the road, how do Plymouth Argyle go about trying to contain the leaders Leicester? Here's Mavididi into the box, brought down. Penalty! The referee, Sonny Singh Gill, pointing to the spot. Pleguezuelo with the foul. Mavididi, just past the arm of Michael Cooper, outstretched, beats him. Leicester lead at the King Power Stadium. A first at home for Steffi Mavididi. Squeezed in. Difficult for Plymouth, still without a championship away win this season. Here's Mustafa Bundu. A glorious opening for the visitors. Clean through. Great first touch. Hermansen up to the task of saving it. An opportunity for the Foxes to spring forward. The goal scorer Mavididi leading the counter-attack. Blue shirts flooding over halfway. It's into Fatawu. Ndidi just couldn't make contact to make it 2. They were queuing up for the hosts. He could have gone right to Daka. He went to Ndidi. How's that not gone in? No wins in 9 league away games. Toiling on the road, Plymouth. Here's Callum Wright in behind, though. Shoots straight at Hermansen. 2 decent sides at goal for Plymouth in the first half. Some more defending for Stephen Schumacher's side to do here, though. Fatawu's in. It's into Daka, and it's 2 for the Foxes. Patson Daka making his first start under Enzo Maresca. Leading the line and onto the score sheet. Fatawu finding Daka, and from 7 yards out, he couldn't miss. The league leaders hitting top gear now. Here's Mavididi, teasing, toying with defenders, twisting onto that left foot and shooting to make it 3. Leicester City turning on the style. Steffi Mavididi, such a threat. His 5th of the campaign. At his finest, so hard to contain. Stephen Schumacher linked with the Sunderland job this week. 6.5-hour drive. More enjoyable experience than this. Leicester pushing forward again. Ndidi's in. He does make it 4 at the King Power. It's a second half rout. Wilfred Ndidi rubbing salt into the wound. Plymouth have crumbled. From the acute angle, a clinical finish. clips in towards the far post. Vestergaard's in. Good save by Cooper, and then finally Plymouth can hook it away. Plymouth Argyle slapped 4-4 at the King Power Stadium. Leicester keep their noses in front at the Summit.
Very good performance, very good result. Never easy, never easy. I think we control almost all the game. Probably first half for 10-15 minutes. We lost a little bit control, but overall I think we were completely in control of the game.
Ipswich have been banging them in for fun this season. Coming into this one, they'd scored 7 more goals than any other Championship side. And it didn't take too long for them to add to their tally. 9 minutes before half-time, Wes Burns was able to find some space out wide. His ball in found its way to Connor Chaplin, and via a deflection off the head of Matt Clark, he fired home the opener. This his 8th league goal of the season. Clark getting the final touch on his first league start of the campaign. Middlesbrough, without 10 first-team regulars, didn't offer too much of an attacking threat in the first 45, but could have gone in level at the break. Their leading scorer, Emmanuel Latte-Lath, decided to go alone, but was just lacking the finish. The home side improved after the break and could have levelled from this set piece. Once again, Latte-Lath going close, this time denied by the reactions of goalkeeper Václav Hladký. Michael Carrick's side were looking at a 3rd defeat in 4 matches. And with a little over 20 minutes to play, the points were secured. This time Chaplin turned provider as he fed through Chelsea loanee Amari Hutchinson. The Tractor Boys securing their 3rd win in a row to maintain their push for automatic promotion.
Blackburn elected to play out from the back here, but look at the amount of pressure Leeds are putting on them to make life very difficult for them. Here's now Rutter, he's looking to find James, and it's overhit, and what a chance wasted for Leeds to take the lead. Just try and pounce on Blackburn's errors. Ball forward, there is Byram to head away, into now Jorginho Rutter. He's going to take on Hill, and somehow has managed to come through that. He may look to go wide here to James, has done so, and he may apply the finish, and he does! Dan James gets it spot on, and Leeds United are in front at Ewood Park. 3 in 3 for him, he is on a roll, and Leeds United have hit the front. Spence, straight to a Blackburn shirt, however though Leeds have got it back swiftly. Now here's Joel Peru. Leeds look to launch an attack here. Nonto wanting it, Nonto getting it. Can he get a shot away? He can, and it's a brilliant save from Valstead to tip Nonto's deflected effort onto the bar and out for a corner. What a chance that was for Leeds to go 2 goals up. Bidou winning the ball, winning it cleanly. Here's now Gray. Rutter into Gray, now through to Somerville. The flag has stayed down, and he applies the finish brilliantly. Crescencio Somerville makes it 2-0 to Leeds United, and they surely now are on course to make it 7 matches unbeaten in the Championship. Wonderful finish, and Leeds are 2-0 up. Ball goes in, Sigurdsson with the header, deflects, and Meslier makes a big stop and keeps it at 2-0.
Blackburn is a really good side, a tough place to go because this side always plays with bravery, with lots of rotation and with courage, and you have to be on it and you have to be there with a good performance if you want to travel away with points. That's what we did today in a tight and competitive game. In the end, we were well deserved to win, and I'm especially happy with the clean sheet today. So all-round performance, all-round afternoon so far, and I'm pretty happy man today.
Vicarage Road next, with upbeat Watford looking for a 3rd straight victory. But it won't be easy against Southampton, already on the division's longest current unbeaten run and looking to extend it to 12 games.
Here's Koenig trying to inject some life into this first half. He's been tripped. Charles the offender, he's in the book. Those are 2 form teams in the Championship at the moment, struggling to lay a glove on each other. Rajovic just couldn't get the touch. There was a teasing delivery, just needed a helping hand. And Manning do here then as Southampton try and find something into this first half. Bednarek, and helped on, and over the top. Adam Armstrong after Bednarek got there at the back post. Southampton unbeaten in 11 coming into this game. Fraser onto the pitch in this second half. Stuart Armstrong. Che Adams, right across the face. I don't think the goalkeeper got a touch. And there's the first real sighting of goal for Che Adams this afternoon. Comfortably mobile in the past few weeks, just that one defeat at Leicester in the last 9. This comes through to Asprilla. Oh, fine stop. Bazunu down brilliantly. Rajovic can't believe it. Now look at Asprilla. Closest we've come to a goal. Stuart Armstrong. Now Fraser in a bit of space. Adam Armstrong down. Adams, it's a nice touch. Southampton lead. And it's Che Adams with his first goal since August. Southampton in front. And Che Adams providing the killer touch. And a moment of composure here. Just takes it away from the defender. And then makes the finish very easy indeed. But what have Valérien Ismaël's side got left? Deep into added time. 8 were added on. Watford have had pressure. Can they find one more moment? Bayo up there. Struck nicely to Healy. And it's squirmed under the goalkeeper. Watford level deep in stoppage time. Rhys Healy. His first goal in English football for over 3.5 years. He's been in Toulouse for 3 seasons. And as that squirms under Bazunu, he's got Watford a point.
I think it was a game on a high level, technically, tactically, against a strong side, very possession-based team. So in those games you have to defend well first, to make sure you stay patient, you stay disciplined, compact, and you will have your chance.
This is a good point against the team here, especially, that have been very good, and the crowd are right behind. But look, because of the nature of the goal you concede and how late it is, it does feel disappointing.
10 more championship sides still to come, including Preston North End, looking to end a 3-match losing streak at Norwich, who had the chance to leap above them with a win. Welcome back. Queen's Park Rangers now still 4 points from safety, but the mood at Loftus Road is starting to lift after back-to-back wins. They host Hull, still inside the top 6 despite losing last time out.
Goalkeepers these days so important to how so many teams want to play. This is Delap for Hull, deflected, Begovic got down well. Delap on the turn. Begovic with the stop. Field losing possession. Tyler Morton. Really good play from Tyler Morton. There was not a lot on for him there. Seri, Delap. Good play from Delap. Vicious hit as well, beaten away by Begovic. Liam Delap. He's certainly come alive in the last 10 minutes or so, and forcing Begovic into a save with that strike. Field. Willock. Willock and Ben one! What a goal! An absolute stunner from Chris Willock in first half stoppage time. And he uses those Hull City defenders as a guide almost, just to bend it round. And there was simply nothing that Ryan Alsop could do to get to that. It is a wonderful hit. Twine for Hull. Pushed on to Liam Delap. Great power from Delap. Good strike as well. Great power here from him. Does everything right. Begovic getting down low to make a really smart save. Seri. McLaughlin joining in. Christie picking out Slater, who wasn't picked up. Here's Scott Twine. Deflected, what a save from Begovic. A super stop from the veteran keeper. He's still got it, you know. Might be 36, Asmir Begovic. They say you never lose it. That's a fantastic save. Morton feeding it wide for Coyle. And into the gloves it goes of Begovic, who throws it out and says to Chris Willock, go after that one. Seri back to Allsop, it's an awkward one. And he's got to get back into his goal quickly. Willock onto Ilias Chair! Chair has Queen's Park Rangers sitting pretty. That's the goal they've been looking for. Ryan Allsop, a degree of sympathy for him. The ball back to him was not great. Ilias Chair in a prime position. Willock picked him out, and Ilias Chair finds the back of the net. Queen's Park Rangers 2, Hull City 0. And it's the two main men for them, really, who've come up with the goods today, Willock and Chair. Vaughan. Coyle's on the scene. McLaughlin having a go. Oh, what a save again from Begovic. My word. Must have seen that late. Went through a crowd of bodies. But Begovic plunges to his right to tip it round the post. And it is 3 straight wins for Queen's Park Rangers. Full time here at Loftus Road. It ends Queen's Park Rangers 2, Hull City 0.
I want to praise especially the commitment of the guys. I think it was a difficult game because we knew that we were playing against a very good squad, good team that play good football. And actually I think that we used our momentum during the game to score in certain moments that were very important for us. All the praise to both the players and the supporters. All the stadium was helping us a lot. And yeah, I'm very, very glad for that.
Our next run of games starts with Sheffield Wednesday. 4 points from their last 2 matches and taking on a stuttering Stoke, who were eager to avoid a 4th straight defeat.
Hoping to build on good results against Blackburn and Leicester, Sheffield Wednesday were looking capable of doing just that at Stoke. After a drab first half, a shot from the Owls' George Byers was the first sign that there could be something in this for Danny Röhl's improving team. Stoke had been booed off at the break by the home fans, who were seeing their club slip towards trouble. And the second half wasn't much better. Some nimble footwork from Bai Jun-Hoo led to a good stop by Cameron Dawson, as the Potters tried desperately to generate some momentum. Stoke certainly couldn't complain about their luck. Goalkeeper Dawson was as stunned as anyone when, after this take, referee David Coote awarded Stoke a penalty. Akin Famuo judged to have pulled down Josh Laurent. The replay suggested it was a slightly generous one from the referee. But not even that could get Stoke out of their current malaise. Dawson kept out Ryan May's spot kick as the season appeared to reach a new low for City and their under-fire manager Alex Neil. In fact, things were about to get even worse. In stoppage time, Al's substitute Anthony Musaba showed good feet and a steady nerve to fire the game's only goal. The first away win of the season for Wednesday, who dragged Stoke into the relegation battle. You wonder if Alex Neil can survive this 4th straight defeat.
You see, again, this up decided the game, and this is what we have to do at the moment. That is why we take points, because we are one group and one direction, and everybody's fighting for the goal.
Certainly the last 3 matches, that's 3 times now that we've went into probably over 90 minutes of the game and we've got points in the bag, whether it be 1 or whether it be more than that. And we just managed to throw it away.
David Wagner's woes look to have been receding with Norwich winning and rising up the table, in contrast to Preston on the slide. And early on you could see the difference between the two teams. Onel Hernandez will wonder how he failed to find a way past Freddie Woodman on this breakaway. But North End, despite heading south from the top of the table in September, weren't overwhelmed, and after the restart in particular, they caused problems for the home defence. If Ben Whiteman's aim had been slightly lower, the contest could have taken a very different turn. At the same time, Preston boss Ryan Lowe was also conscious of defensive efficiency after 14 games without a shutout. So in the dying minutes, he was grateful that Marcelino Nunes couldn't get his angles right, with Woodman's goal worryingly exposed. Wagner, meanwhile, was still hoping for a repeat of last week's late winner at Bristol City. But however the Canaries tried to approach the danger area, the ball wouldn't fly where intended. Shane Duffy couldn't beat Alan Brown on the line. And if that wasn't frustrating enough, the visitors had a chance in stoppage time to snatch all 3 points, only for Jack Watmore to be crowded out. It's another unbeaten game for Norwich, but they'll need better against Ipswich next weekend.
Good things, especially the shift, the defense, the counter press, how we kept them away from our goal, but obviously we didn't kill the game, and this is what hurts.
Huddersfield were unbeaten in 3 league games, though with only 2 wins from 13. Whichever way you looked at it, Darren Moore's men were hoping to continue their reset. Danny Ward almost embarrassed Bristol City keeper Max O'Leary. Blusher spared, painfully for Ward. Then, midway through the first half, came just the boost the home side was seeking. A sweeping break saw David Kusumu show his pace, before rolling a well-weighted pass into his partner's path. Dutchman Delano Brijorg did the rest. Huddersfield hadn't lost when he'd scored so far this season, so could they extend that quirky stat this time? Well, perhaps still dwelling on that possibility, they were caught on the hop by Bristol City seconds after the restart. From Andy Weiman's cross, Tommy Conway found a way, for the 4th time this season, to level it. Only City's 8th away goal of the campaign, it was a very welcome one too, as they sought to avoid a 3rd consecutive defeat. For a Huddersfield side treading water just above the drop zone, it never rains but it pours. As City pressed to find a winner, Mark Sykes tried his luck from distance. It whistled just the wrong side of the woodwork. Late on, Huddersfield felt sure they had strong claims to a penalty, accusing fingers pointing at the arm of George Tanner. Referee Andy Davis was having none of it. Huddersfield's unbeaten run continues to build, but that was precious little consolation.
It's a stonewall penalty, really, in terms of, you know, the angle of the player's hand, how it hits him flush in the hand, really, and you know, it's the position of his hand, really. So it's a pen, really. So, and that decision just didn't go away.
Although it's been a disappointing season for Millwall, their away record has not been too shabby. And had Kevin Nisbet done more with this Ryan Leonard cross, the Lions might have been laughing at Cardiff. The home side was struggling to find their best, having lost 3 of their last 4 league games. But the Bluebirds improved after the break. Jakub Mete testing Natiya Šarkić when really he shouldn't have given him a chance. Fortunately for Cardiff, the Millwall goalkeeper was in equally generous mood. A 78th minute header from Dimitrios Goutas saw Šarkić beaten by the bounce and the home side ahead. A crucial goal for Cardiff, who still hope to gate-crash the playoff places. At the other end, Rúnar Runarsson was proving a safer pair of hands. Duncan Watmore almost wriggled through for a Lions leveller, but Cardiff held on to record only a 2nd home win since September.
Next, a flashback to Friday, with commentary aiming to give Wayne Rooney's Birmingham the blues, plus the day's action in League One. Welcome back. Our final championship action is a tale of two cities from last night between Coventry and Birmingham. Wayne Rooney's Blues haven't really been living up to their great expectations, sitting just a point above Mark Robins' side. Dave Farrar watched the action.
Sakamoto. Van Eyck always available. O'Hare with the shot. Parried away by Ruddy. First big chance in the game. Created by Sakamoto and Van Eyck. He caught it okay. O'Hare. Now then, still going. Here is O'Hare! There's a moment of joy, sheer unbridled joy. They stole it back there, and then O'Hare just kept going, and he found the finish. Wasn't the prettiest, but he won't mind that. Up to Sims. Tatsuhiro Sakamoto. Van Eyck keeps going to find Sims. Ruddy just got enough on that. It would have been a scruffy goal, and Coventry have it back, and it's deflected behind this time. Sakamoto with the strike. Well, in fact, it hit the defender. It was Roberts, and Ruddy makes a good save. Plenty of runners in there. Thomas was closest to it. Did it bounce onto a hand? Referee says no, and it's thrashed over by Allen, but they look at the referee. It bounced up near the arm of Miyoshi. Let's see as it comes down. Well, I think he's very lucky there. Dembele. Oh, great pace here from Siriki. Dembele goes over. Thomas, it was with the challenge. Referee says no penalty and shows the yellow card for simulation for Dembele. That's long towards Sims, who's hauled over. Now then, referee has time to think it's going to be yellow. Lucky boy, Emmanuel Ewu, he decided it wasn't a clear goal-scoring opportunity. It's a three-man wall. It's a great free kick. And Ruddy gets a strong hand onto it. What a hit that is from Van Eyck. Sakamoto, plenty of space now for the Sky Blues. Van Eyck, three in support. Oh, he's picked it out perfectly. The dazzling feat of Callum O'Hare. It's his night, all right. Back with a bang to drive Coventry to victory. The build-up is good, but just look at the patience and quality of the finish. There's the ball in from Van Eyck, and he took his time. Done with real grace and brilliance, and a touch of violence on the finish as well. Fought by Ewu. Now Buchanan. Ramel Donovan. Terrific effort. Important fingertip there by Brad Collins to flick it away. Was it just heading for the far corner? And they cheer them and they cheer him to the rafters. Rooney's team beaten again. Coventry upwardly mobile under Mark Robins, and a goal in either half from Callum O'Hare. Coventry City 2, Birmingham City 0.
The top two continue their impressive form and remain separated by a point. Southampton stretched their unbeaten run to 12 but could only draw. Despite a turbulent week, Sunderland move into the playoff places above Cardiff and Hull on goal difference. It was a bad day for our hosts, who dropped to the foot of the table following defeat and wins for Sheffield Wednesday and QPR. The teams above the relegation zone generally struggled. Huddersfield drew, but Stoke, Millwall, Plymouth and Birmingham all lost. We're into League One now, and with the top two playing this coming Monday, it's a chance for those just behind them to close the gap. So to a big game with Peterborough in 5th, taking on Oxford in 3rd.
Free scoring, the Posh had won their last 2 home league games by an aggregate score of 9-0. Darren Ferguson had said his players should expect a much severer test against Oxford. That's what we expected anyway. Hector Cipriano was left with the simple task of netting his 4th league goal of the campaign. Des Buckingham is still chasing a first league win in charge of Oxford. This proved a tough afternoon for him to endure, though. Sharing the goals around, it was the turn of Ricky J. Jones to finish expertly well for the hosts. Putting the cherry on the cake in injury time for a rampant Peterborough, David Ajiboye picked out fellow substitute Ryan de Havilland, who coolly slotted home. Oxford losing ground in the race, now without a league win in their last 3, while Posh put on another show.
It was a good performance, solid, strong. You know, the bit cat and mouse the first 15 minutes, but once we scored the first goal, we were the dominant team, and you know, it's a good performance and a very good result against a team that are flying at the moment.
Dino Marmria was up against his previous club in this one. He's both an ex-Stevenage player and manager, and his former charges gave his Burton side an early opportunity. Just 7 minutes were on the clock when Carl Piergianni bundled over Ryan Sweeney in the box. Joe Powell was denied by goalkeeper Tay Ashby-Hammond, but Adedeji Oshalaja followed up to lash home Burton's first league goal in 429 minutes. A few weeks ago, the Brewers had won 4 league matches in a row as they hauled themselves clear of the drop zone, but they'd picked up just 1 point from 5 matches since and went in level at the break here. Kane Hemmings with the close-range finish against his former club. Steve Evans Stevenage have been defying expectations this season with their promotion push, and they look determined to turn this one around at the start of the second half. They caused chaos in the Burton box, after which Kwadwo Bar brought down Jake Forster-Caskey in the area. It gave Jamie Reid the chance to net his 17th goal of the season. The emphatic finish securing the win, Marmria applauding the fans for what turned out to be the final time. He was relieved of his duties shortly after, bringing his 15-month spell in charge to an end.
Do not talk to Leyton Orient fans about what happens when they concede first at home. You can probably guess the answer. So when the recalled Louis Sibley's shot made its way past Solomon Bryn after 34 minutes, Orient fans already had that sinking feeling. That sense of doom only deepened just before half-time when Brandon Cooper was shown a straight red for an apparent elbow on James Collins on the halfway line. For a team without a win in the last 7, this became an even more unequal contest. And Richie Whellan's best-laid plans for an inspired second-half comeback hit the buffers within 2 minutes of the restart. But he'll surely wonder why Bryn was unable to stop or at least divert this cross shot from Nathaniel Mendes-Lang. It's nearly 2 months since Orient's last home win, and the wait goes on for another week at least. Made more painful as Derby scored 3 for the second time in 5 days. All-out home attack for a home corner backfired badly when the ball didn't find the county net. Orient keeper Bryn was completely isolated and helpless as Mendes-Lang and substitute Tom Barkhuizen enjoyed a Saturday breakaway for the midfielder to extend their best winning run in the league to 5 games. Never mind the wintry conditions, Paul Warne's side are warming up nicely.
A Barnsley team fighting to regain early season momentum set the sat-nav for a Reading side desperate to resolve long-standing issues on and off the pitch. The early activity offered encouragement for the Berkshire faithful. Harvey Nibbs setting a more optimistic tone just 4 minutes in. Advantage Reading then, but that only served to trigger supporter unrest. A tennis ball protest as the locals expressed their dissatisfaction with the club's ownership. Their mood won't have lifted as the clock ticked towards half-time, when Barnsley were offered a helping hand, specifically the one belonging to Tyler Bindon. The referee was left in no doubt, nor was Herbie Kane, who teed it up and promptly drove it past David Button from the spot. And 10 minutes from time, the game tilted decisively in Barnsley's favour. Top scorer Devante Cole has been behind much of their good early season work. Surely nothing so far can top that moment. Enabled by Kane, Cole surely with the pick of his 12 goals so far this season. Barnsley didn't look back from there and wrapped it up late on thanks to a couple of subs. Fabio Harlow's low cross, Max Waters sweeping home, compounding Reading misery. After back-to-back wins, it's back to the drawing board.
Busy chasing the playoff places, Blackpool had a Bloomfield Road blip against Northampton last time out to put behind them. The lead was rather handed to the hosts, and Andy Lyons, after Carlisle keeper Thomas Holy, let the cross wriggle clear of his grasp. With still just 4 wins in all competitions this season, how the Cumbrians would cherish a centre-forward that could carry the load right about now. Leading Blackpool's charge this season, Jordan Rhodes. Some goals you work for, others, well, you may as well celebrate them. Rhodes wasn't done yet either, when once more Carlisle's Highline invited the hosts in behind, and after Carl Joseph was denied, Rhodes was on hand to clinically net his 13th goal of the season. Blackpool full value for the result. This another chastening afternoon for the Cumbrians.
More from League One when we come back, including a dugout debut for the new Cambridge United boss Neil Harris, hoping for a positive start at Charlton. Welcome back. The rest of League One now, kicking off with a Wigan side beaten just once in their last 8 league games, taking on Lincoln City, who were unbeaten in 3.
On paper, this promised to be a decent match-up between two in-form sides. Wigan unbeaten in 8 against a Lincoln team unbeaten in 3. But in truth, they cancelled each other out. Timothy Aoma seeing his close-range effort blocked. The home side did have the ball in the net. Birthday boy Chris C thought it was a day to remember as he turned 20, but the goal was ruled out for a foul on the keeper as both sides maintained their unbeaten run.
Hoping to spring out of the traps, back with the City where it all began for Neil Harris. His Cambridge United side fell behind early though in the second half. Red hot and so hard to stop. League One's top scorer Alfie May scored his 11th goal in his last 10 league games. Showing consistency in League One of late, the Addicts doubled their lead through Chem Campbell's header. That's the Wolves loanees' first club goal. There were twists and turns to come, though, in south-east London, cutting the deficit with only minutes of the 90 to go. Ghassan Ahabmi's powerful header brought life back once more to the visitors. All of a sudden, the hosts were having to hang on deep into added-on time. Jack Lancaster drove into the box and was fouled. And that man, Ahabmi, was tasked with keeping his composure from the spot. Neil Harris steals a point first up at Cambridge, their first in 4 games.
A return to the Memorial Stadium for Darrell Clark. He was manager here for 4 years up until 2018, but found himself in the away dugout with his new side Cheltenham, who took the lead after 28 minutes. Will Goodwin with the simple finish after George Lloyd had done all the hard work. Rovers boss Matt Taylor was in the home dugout for the very first time and almost saw his side level in the second half, the ball falling to Chris Martin, whose finish went up and up. Trouble brewing perhaps for the visitors as Taylor's side went in search of an equaliser, and 5 minutes into the second half they found it. Jack Hunt with the finish to ensure the Gas remain unbeaten at home in 7 matches.
Seeking just a second away league win in their last 20 games, Shrewsbury delivered the pivotal moment with a clash edging towards half-time. This one, perfect and pure, from Taylor Perry. Rumblings of discontent only growing louder than at Adams Park, with Wycombe's stalling form hard to ignore. The hosts did dominate plenty of the ball. Kieran Sadlier went close, while Sam Vokes couldn't direct his header goalwards. The Shrews' Marco Morosi was up to the challenge. Sadlier, on his first league start for the club, missed another glorious opening late on. This another disappointing day for Wycombe, who have now gone 8 games without a league win.
Northampton lost 3-0 here to Portsmouth in their last home league match and were hoping to return to winning ways against lowly Fleetwood. And it started well enough. Mitch Pinnock with the finish on the 27th minute to put John Brady's side ahead. Sam Hoskins was named League One Player of the Month for November and is clearly a striker in form. So when Sean McWilliams was bundled to the floor inside the area, guess who stepped up to the spot? Hoskins dispatching the chance for his 12th goal of the season. The Cod Army had lost 4 in a row coming into this one and hadn't scored in that time either. Another miserable day at the office was completed in injury time when Pinnock fired home his second of the afternoon. 4 wins in 5 league matches now for Northampton.
This a League One meeting of two sides seriously faltering this festive period. Winless in their last 11 league games. How Port Vale needed that goal. Ollie Arblaster was left unmarked to score his first since September. On an equally dismal run this December, Exeter City are suffering without a win in their last 10 league games, having only scored twice themselves. Jack Aitchison's double chance couldn't be converted in the second period. The Exeter boss Gary Colwell is feeling the strain right now, and the gloom only deepened further late on at St James's Park. Sent off for a second yellow card, the Exeter captain, Will Aimson. Port Vale hang on to win for the first time in League One since mid-September.
With the top two playing each other on Monday, it was a chance for the chasing pack to close the gap. Stevenage, Peterborough and Derby all did just that, with Steve Evans' men only out of the automatic promotion spots on goal difference. Barnsley and Blackpool both won but remained just outside the playoff spots. It was a bad day for the sides in the relegation zone, with Cheltenham the only team to pick up a point. Despite this, the Robins stayed bottom. Neil Harris led Cambridge to a late comeback draw at Charlton to move 5 points clear of the bottom 4. Next, we head into a depleted League Two, down to 7 matches, but still with plenty to sink our teeth into when we return. Welcome back. Just 14 teams in League Two playing today due to the bad weather. Struggling Morecambe's where we begin, with 4 defeats in a row, and next up the leaders, Stockport County.
Morecambe and new manager Jed Braddon are still in their getting-to-know-you phase. Facing leaders Stockport in the drenching Lancashire rain, not perhaps the most enticing prospect. Callum Camp's fizzing effort set home hearts a-fluttering. As players and supporters toiled in the appalling conditions, it became clear Stockport weren't in for an easy ride. Then, with 20 minutes left, Michael Mellon managed to keep both his feet and composure. Not a dry eye in the house. But Dave Challoner's side aren't sat at the summit without good reason. They dug deep and stayed in the game, eventually levelling it. An 8th goal of the season for Kyle Wootton, maintaining Stockport's record of scoring in every away game this season. Odin Bailey couldn't add to that tally, and Morecambe held firm to bring about a welcome end to their recent poor run. Settling into the Grimsby hot seat and in front of home supporters for the first time, David Artell hoped to impress at the expense of his former club Crewe Alexandra. 18 minutes in, Abu Isa got into his new manager's good book, in some style too. It was to get even better by the break. Danny Rose has blossomed in front of goal this season. His 8th of the season put Grimsby in a commanding half-time position. Anthony Glennon with a big role in both those Grimsby goals. Crewe have the promotion places very much on their radar. And 12 minutes from time, Joe White provided a ray of hope. The Alex had the best comeback record in League Two. This time, though, it proved too little, too late.
If you want goals in League Two, Notts County invariably keep you happy. And sure enough, Aidan Baldwin maintained their reputation by scoring his first of the season just after half an hour. For a team like Walsall, who'd conceded in every away game this season, this was like a bad dream. No goals in their previous 3 games as well. So what did Matt Sadler's go and do in the second half? Score goals, of course. Oisin McEntee timed his jump perfectly to maximise the power of his header. And 9 minutes later, County suddenly found themselves chasing a game they'd been bossing. Isaac Hutchinson got away on the wing, but how did McEntee arrive in so much space with so much time to make it a double? Game over. A 4th success in a row at Meadow Lane for Walsall. Wimbledon's form has gone up with the Christmas lights, and the Dons were shining even more brightly after just 6 minutes. Joe Lewis found himself with time to take aim, and Omar Bougiel did the rest. How to follow up Monday night's big win in the FA Cup. Frankly, Swindon never really recovered. The Dons were on their way, and if Conor Lemonhay-Evans had found the net instead of the woodwork after 24 minutes, the Robins would have been silenced much sooner. As it was, home fans weren't comfortable until on the hour, Jake Reeves set up Amani Little. A designer cut that even Giorgio would have been proud of, and it justifiably sent the 8,000 home fans into raptures. Swindon's sharpshooters had been muffled because Wimbledon's 5 consecutive home wins were all set to become 6 in all competitions, especially if you feed such an inviting pass to Ali Al-Hamadi. That was his 3rd goal of the week with 10 minutes still to play. And you probably know what's coming next. In stoppage time, the irresistible became the unstoppable as the away defence was run ragged and Al-Hamadi made it 13 for the season in all competitions. The Dons handing out a lesson and back in the playoff places in style.
Just outside those playoff places, Accrington have dropped off the pace lately, and they were in need of a boost. Josh Andrews might have made Stanley's life a little easier before the break. Louis Jones with the stoic work between the Doncaster sticks. Accrington had lost 4 of their previous 5 on home soil, and via Ben Close went perilously close to losing this one too. Instead, stalemate, Doncaster's first draw in 14 matches.
Words were exchanged midweek after Colchester's 4-0 defeat in the EFL Trophy, but Matty Etherington's best intentions weren't rewarded in the first half. Liam Kelly was right on cue from Will Wright's cross. Etherington spent 32 days as Crawley manager last year, and it's almost as long since Colchester's last home win. And their cause wasn't helped when Town won a penalty after an hour. You won't see a more emphatic kick than Danilo Orsi for goal number 10 of the season. Crawley's away record has been patchy, so there was always encouragement for United, even more so with 11 minutes of stoppage time played by referee James Durkin on his EFL debut. First, Jay Williams almost put through his own net when keeper Luca Ashby-Hammond missed his attempted clearance. And then Joe Taylor showed what might have been possible if the service had been better. This was just one of 2 shots the U's mustered on target. Too little, too late. Tranmere have enjoyed a welcome bounce since Nigel Atkins' permanent appointment a month ago, but it was Newport leaping into the lead midway through the first half. Will Evans making it 14th for the season in all competitions to make up for an earlier scuff when a goal looked even more likely. But half-time was more than just a change of ends. Rovers needed to turn the match around, and within a quarter of an hour, Kieran Morris had set the ball rolling. Rovers were now fully revved, and Morris was firing just as his manager would have wanted. If only the crossbar hadn't got in the way. But with 50 minutes still to play, County were rocking and Rovers believed. Sure enough, the Super White Army had their reward as Connor Jennings was in the right place to remind Newport fans of their mutual history, winning scorer in the League Two playoff final in 2019. The Adkins bounce continues.
The weather led to 5 games being called off in League Two. Pace-setters Stockport stretched their lead at the top to 6 points despite their draw at Morecambe. Wrexham, Barrow and Mansfield didn't play. Crewe and Notts County both lost, while Wimbledon moved into the playoff spots. The bottom 2 didn't feature, but those above the dotted line did. Tranmere moved 6 points clear of the drop after a 5th unbeaten game. Colchester dropped to 22nd after a division-high 13th defeat of the season. Before we leave you, there's just time to show you some of the ways that Rotherham are supporting their local community through the cost of living crisis this festive period. The Rotherham United Community Trust has been taking food and clothing donations throughout the day, supporting worthy local causes. Santa himself also made an early visit to South Yorkshire, delighting young fans with gifts from his grotto. Earlier, I spoke to Jonathan Allen, who told us more about the club's fantastic community work.
We're in a real fortunate position that even though we're a charity ourselves, the brand and the power of the football club gives us a chance to support the amazing work that's happening in the town. And so this year we've joined forces with the Rotherham Hospital charity, Shiloh Homeless Charity, and one of the food banks, the Social Supermarket, to shine a light on the great work that we do so that we don't dilute the work that's happening in town and that we can sort of pull the crowd and the Rotherham people together to take those donations. We are a small club on the outskirts of a big city with two huge teams. So for Rotherham United, supporting the community, being that presence, it helps to grow the fan base. It brings all the different communities and everyone from different backgrounds together in Rotherham. So yeah, it's a massive thing for us to do.
The cost of living has had a huge impact on people all over the country. But for you, what does it mean personally to be able to help people in need?
We opened our swap shop 2 weeks ago, and the reaction was overwhelming. The room was full of people coming in, and the simple request was turn up, swap something, your football boots that your kid's grown out of, and get a new pair. And the reaction's been amazing, the donations have been amazing, and to see the kids and adults with smiles on their faces leaving our ground with a new training kit or a new pair of boots was absolutely tremendous.
And what other ways is the Community Trust going to be trying to help people over the festive period?
We've been out and about doing pretty much everything over the last few months, from litter picks to free sessions to mental health walks. Over the festive period, straight after Christmas, we've got a Healthy Holidays holiday programme where children that qualify for free school meals get to come for free to 6 different venues, from swimming, multi-sports, football, all sorts of things happening across the town.
As ever, fixtures come thick and fast over the upcoming festive period. It's a midweek championship show on Wednesday from 11:30 p.m. on ITV4. And we're back here again next Saturday with all 3 divisions featured at the usual time of 9 p.m, same channel. So that's your lot from here at Rotherham United. Luck really wasn't on their side as they're left rooted to the bottom of the championship table, while Swansea City skip happily back to Wales. Bye for now.
Daniel Ayala has to go. Oh, where's that going? It's in! Oh, great save, but the goal is given. He looks for Yates, who